मित्रांनो राम राम. आज आपण म्युरॅटिकम ॲसिडमशी संबंधित materia मेडिका प्युरामधून लक्षण पाहणार आहोत. abdomen आणि stool आणि rectumशी संबंधित. चला तर मित्रांनो आपण सुरू करू 66 नंबरच्या लक्षणापासून. इंग्रजीमध्ये ravenous appetite, morbid thirst. Next, a taste in mouth at once harsh and putrid, almost like rotten egg with a flow of saliva. Next, bad taste in throat as from rancid fat. In bracket, complete loss of appetite for all food with a proper taste and without nausea. Next, constant irritation. Next, vomiting of food. Next, in the region of stomach he feels qualmish and inclined to vomit. Next, obtuse pain in the stomach and bowel combined with a contractive sensation for several days. Next, feeling of emptiness in the region of the stomach, especially in the esophagus, which does not go off by eating, together with rumbling in the bowel. Next, feeling of emptiness in the abdomen with grumbling. Next, in bracket, colic, pinching when moving and on the discharge of flatus, bracket close. Next, after a proper stool of natural appearance, painful feeling of emptiness in the abdomen in the morning. Next, after a very moderate meal, feeling of fullness in abdomen as if he had eaten too much, with distension of the abdomen. Next, loud rumbling in the abdomen as from emptiness, in bracket when sitting, bracket close. Next, rumbling and grumbling in the abdomen. Next, pain like needle pricks round about the navel, persistent. पुन्हा वाचतो, pain like needle pricks round about the navel, persistent. Next, shooting in the left side under the ribs. Next, in the hypogastrium, violent cutting when sitting, walking and standing. Next, cutting pain under the navel through the middle of the whole abdomen. Next, violent pinching from the umbilical region toward both sides with grumbling. Next, violent pinching pain in the umbilical region with a feeling of emptiness which extends to scorbicula cordis and oppresses there. Scorbicula cordis means epigastric region. Next, aching, squeezing under the left short ribs, unaffected either by inspiration or expiration. Next, the distended abdomen has aching pain, and at every step this goes through her abdomen. Next, squeezing under the short ribs, causing him to make several deep inspiration and going off after the discharge of some flatus. Next, disagreeable sensation in the whole abdomen that causes anxiety is alleviated by the discharge of some flatus and goes off entirely after a stool. Next, violent jerking pinching pain externally on a small spot on the left side of the abdomen, more violent at every expiration. Next, violent cutting pinching violent cutting pinching from the rectum up to the epigastrium, then urging to stool, which was of which was softer than usual. मैं इसे फिर से पढ़ता हूँ. Violent cutting pinching from the rectum up to the epigastrium, then urging to stool, which was softer than usual. Next, when standing or walking, a cutting pinching in the abdomen that went off when sitting. Next, burning stitch in the left groin. Next, pain like needle pricks in the region of inguinal ring. Next, pain like needle pricks in the lower part of the abdomen integument. Next, fine pinching and below the umbilical region. Fine pinching in and below the umbilical region rather in the muscles of the abdomen. Next, at the anus, a creeping, pricking, itching combined with sore pain. Next, burning stitches in the anus. Next, swollen hemorrhoidal lumps at the anus (blind piles with burning sore pain). हे परत वाचतो. Swollen hemorrhoidal lumps at the anus with burning sore pain. Next, swollen blue hemorrhoidal lumps at the anus which pain on being pressed. फिर से पढ़ता हूँ. Swollen blue hemorrhoidal lumps at the anus which pain on being pressed. Next, a burning voluptuous itching in the perineum close to the anus which compelled scratching for a quarter of an hour in every position of the body and which did not go off immediately on scratching. Next, flaculent diarrhea. Next, in bracket, soft stool with cutting and a qualmishness in the abdomen as from a chill. After a stool he again felt well. Next, after a meal evacuation of a fluid stool. Next, when urinating there passes unexpectedly a thin watery stool not preceded by urging. फिर से पढ़ता हूँ. When urinating there passes unexpectedly a thin watery stool not preceded by urging. Next, frequent call to make water and he passes much urine. Next, in bracket, the urine is passed frequently and involuntarily. Next आहे constant urging to urinate when little but always some urine is discharged without pain but with tenesmus after it is pass. फिर से पढ़ता हूँ. Constant urging to urinate when little but always some urine is discharged without pain but with tenesmus after it is passed. Next, frequent micturition with urging. Next, frequent urging to urinate with discharge of much urine. Next, an uncommonly copious flow of watery urine. Next, with frequent and urging call to urinate, he passed at least 6 times as much urine as the water he had drunk since morning. Next, weakness of the bladder. Next, he has a call to urinate and yet no urine is passed. He must wait a while before it comes. Feeling of exhaustion in the whole body. Attack. In the evening 8 p.m., the abdomen felt full as if it would burst. हेच लक्षण एकदा पुन्हा वाचू. Attack. In the evening 8 p.m., the abdomen felt full as if it would burst. The she became so anxious that the sweat poured down on the head, and she got weak as if she was paralyzed. Her arms fell down. Next, he either will not or cannot move. It annoys him to move, and he always wants to sit. Next, when sitting, her eyes closed from exhaustion, but if she stood up and moved about, she immediately becomes lively. Next, when working, sleep almost close his eyes. When working, sleep almost close eyes. Next, all day long, great disposition to sleep. Next, sleeplessness before midnight. Next, sleeplessness after midnight. Next, he cannot go to sleep readily. He cannot go to sleep readily. He then sleeps but lightly, and yet he cannot rouse himself properly from sleep, nor wake thoroughly. Next, before midnight he snores loudly and tosses about, but he can be easily awakened. Next, when standing or walking, exhaustion of all the body, so that he fell asleep when sitting. Next, he wakes before midnight very cheerful. He wakes before midnight very cheerful and cannot afterward fall asleep again. Next, frequent waking from sleep with tossing about in the bed. Next, before midnight she tosses about and often talk aloud in sleep with a cheerful tone, but often groans at the same time. He slides down in the bed and sighs and groans in his sleep. Next, restless, frequently interrupted sleep. Restless, frequently interrupted sleep with vivid, anxious dreams, and during sleep, profuse sweat all over, except on the head. Next, unremembered dreams. Next, genial dreams of home. Genial dreams of home. Next, dreams that cause anxiety, vexation, and joy. Genial dreams of home. Genialचं spelling आहे GENIAL. Dreams of home. Next, vivid anxious dreams. Vivid uneasy dreams full of care and fear, with erection of penis without seminal emission. Next, vivid anxious frightful dreams. Next, restlessness. He cannot get warm all day, not even by walking, and is cold to the touch. He cannot get warm all day, not even by walking, and is cold to touch. Next, coldness. Next, he cannot get warm at night and tosses about in bed. Next, chilliness with good skin, without shivering and without thirst. Next, he shivers if the room is not very warm. Next, chilliness with thirst without subsequent heat. Next, he woke up from chilliness before midnight and could not get warm. He was less chilly in the part on which he lay. Later, he becomes very warm and he perspired. Next, with hot cheeks and cold hands, febrile rigors all over the body without thirst. Febrile shivering all over the body, rigor with yawning and stretching of the limbs, but without thirst and without heat thereafter. Next, when yawning, with a slight fluent coryza, febrile shivering all over the body, with weak, slow pulse and cold fingertips, as if they were dead, and blueness, not followed by thirst or heat. Next, hardly has he sat down for a nap on account of unnatural day drowsiness, then he feels burning heat on the whole head and on the hands, with cold feet without thirst. Next, heat and hot feeling of the body, especially of the palms and soles, without redness of face, without sweat, without thirst, and without dryness of mouth, with some inclination to throw off the clothes. Slight sweat in the morning all over the body. Next, night sweat. Next, every third pulse intermits. Next, silent reserve with anxious concern about the present and future. फिर से पढ़ता हूँ, silent reserve with anxious concern about the present and future. Next, in the evening, along with cheerful disposition, the anxiety and restlessness in the upper extremity, in bracket as if in the blood vessels, bracket close, as though it proceeded from a heaviness in the arms. He must always keep moving the arms. At the same time, a restlessness in the whole body except the legs. He became hot. He must throw off the clothes, and yet he had no thirst. Next, whilst at work, ideas about the circumstances. Whilst at work, ideas about circumstances that had occurred a short time previously rush upon him and are vividly presented to his mind. Next, sunk in profound thought, as if something disagreeable were about to happen, which, however, does not prevent him working. Next, anxious scrupulosity, in bracket immediately, all day. Anxious scrupulosity all day. He cannot get over the slightest misfortune or become contented. After 72 hours, more cheerful, less scrupulous, and more courageous than at ordinary times. Next, tendency to start. Next, sad disposition without assignable cause. Next, sulky disposition. Next, sulky, silent, and discontented with his lot. Next, laconic, silent and sullen. Next, silent, reserved, laconic. Next, pusillanimous, spelling Pusillanimous, pusillanimous, desponding and cross about everything. Next, disinclination for intellectual occupations. The workman employed in the salt works became sceptic and dropsical and get indolent ulcer on the legs. A number of very painful cutaneous ulcers which prevent him sitting and lying. Oxygenated muriatic acid restores the irritability of the muscles of the muscular fibers that has been destroyed by alcohol and opium. Next, pain of the periosteum of all the bones as in ague. Next, bruise pain all over the joint. Next, in bracket, fine pricking, tickling, itching on the body which went off only for a short time by rubbing. Frequent micturition with urging. Frequent, frequent urging to urinate with discharge of much urine. An uncommonly copious flow of watery urine. With frequent and urgent call to urinate, he pass at least 6 times as much urine as the water he had drunk since morning. Next, weakness of the bladder. Next, he has a call to urinate and yet no urine is passed. He must wait a while before it comes. Next, the urine is discharged slowly but as if the bladder had no power to expel it. Next, frequent urging to urinate with discharge of very little water and for several hours afterward. Next, strangury. She always felt as if the urine would come away, but nothing passes. Yet, when it comes, it is passed without pains. Next, immediately after urinating, a shooting, smarting pain in the orifice of urethra. Next, the urine immediately on passing becomes cloudy white like milk. Next, cutting quite posteriorly in the urethra when urinating in bracket during the stool. Next, violent burning stitch in the posterior part of the penis on the right side. Next, pain on the border of the prepuce as if it were chapped and excoriated. Next, boring tensive pain from the right testicle to the middle of the penis. Next, feeling of weakness in the genitals. The penis hangs down, relaxed, complete absence of erection. Next, he wakes in the morning with a sensation as if a seminal discharge were coming with a slight stiffness of the penis, during which a watery, frothy, inodorous fluid is passed, followed by long continued erection of the penis with tensive pain. Next, a forcing in the genitals as if the menses would come on Thank you.